That video cut out halfway through. The card was full on the camera to delete a few videos, which I thought I had deleted, but apparently I hadn't. So this is part two of the issues that Liverpool are facing. So I got to Martin Skrtel, so you go to John Flanagan, who I think is a really good player for Liverpool. I think he really kind of fits the image of what you believe a kind of old school Liverpool player would be. Gets down the line well, likes to put in a challenge. I think he should be starting as their number one right back. I'm very impressed by him. Brad Smith is a young player. I don't think he'll have much future. Mario Balotelli really has got to get his act together. He really does. Jordan Rositia, don't really know much about him. Jerome Sinclair is a player apparently I have really high hopes for. Jordan Williams, don't know much about him. Lazar Markovic, again, he's got a lot to prove, just like Mario Balotelli does. Now, some of the players Liverpool have out on loan, Usama Asaidi, who did a very good job last season for Stoke, and probably a player Liverpool could do with this season, not as a first team player but in the squad player capacity. Sebastian Cortez, who's on loan at Sunderland, they should look to part company with him as far as I'm concerned. Thiago Ilori at Bordeaux on loan, he's not really been given the chance at Liverpool, and that's a shame. They brought him from Sporting Lisbon, so obviously he must have been a bit of a talent, because they normally bring through really talented players. And he's just not been given the chance for whatever reason. Jordan Ibe on loan at Derby County. I was disappointed to see that. I was kind of hoping Jordan Ibe would get a bit of a push. He would be on one side and Sterling would be on the other. I've been impressed by the little I've seen of him. Andre Wisdom's on loan at West Brom. Again, very disappointed by that. I think he should be playing week in, week out for Liverpool. I think he's a good player. Carlos Teixeira, I don't know much about him. Luis Alberto, I think they should part company with him. Same with Iago Aspas. Origi will be a great signing next season because that's when he'll obviously come in. And Rafael Paez, I'm not too sure about either. Now we'll have a look at Liverpool's league position, and then we'll kind of summarise this topic. Liverpool are currently sitting 7th. They've played 10 matches, they've won 4 games, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 4 games. They've already lost 4 games. That's not good enough if you're going for a title. They're probably out of the title race now, there's no question about that. Their goal difference is 0, and that tells you a lot about it. They've scored 13 goals and they've conceded 13. And the biggest problem that Liverpool have this season is last season they had Luis Suarez and Daniel Sturridge had 50-60 goals between them to bail them out when at the other end they were conceding 2 or 3 goals a game. And this season they don't have that. Daniel Sturridge has been out injured. Mario Balotelli is not doing the business. Barini won't do the business. They're not getting enough goals to cover the goals they're conceding, and they're not getting enough goals because Chelsea. If you look at Chelsea, they've got 26 goals. Southampton have 21 goals. They've only conceded 5 goals. Southampton as well. Manchester City have 20 goals. Arsenal have 18, and West Ham have 19. They're conceding far too many goals, Liverpool, and then they're not scoring enough. Defensively, they've got massive problems, and they need. I think things have got so bad recently. They obviously lost to a resurgent Newcastle, who are now up to 12th, who about a month ago were sitting 18th, and everyone was kind of thinking, could Newcastle go down again? But they've had a resurgence recently, and Liverpool lost to them on the early kickoff on Saturday, 1-0. They need to go back to the drawing board. Liverpool, they're not playing anywhere near the kind of value for money football they were last season. The football they've been playing this season has been very poor. It's actually been a lot like when Brendan first joined the club and having that feeling out process. In my opinion, what's happened, they've brought too many players to the club and they've not added enough quality with bringing these players in, and they're not getting enough goals, and defensively they're just really bad at the back defensively. Liverpool, they're like Manchester United at the back. You always expect them to concede. You don't get clean sheets. Now the 0-0 draw the week before last, and I've been thinking that against Hull, that's a step in the right direction. At least they've had a clean sheet, but then they've gone and just lost to Newcastle there. And it's not good enough. You can't go from being second in the league last season and then spend 113 million and be sitting 7th and I've already lost 4 games. It's not good enough, and something's got to change. Whether it be tweaking the style of play. Now, if they can keep playing the passing football and play a wonderful football they're playing last season, then that's all well and good, but they need to sort out the defensive aspect. It's not that these players they've got can't defend. It's just the team sometimes is a bit too gung ho, and they're getting caught out at the back and they're making kind of silly errors. It's something they really need to work on. I think once or if they can sort out the defensive issues and they can get Daniel Sturridge back, and they're going to have to get Mario Balotelli playing as well, then they could get that top four position. But it's going to be very tough for them. You look at Liverpool, you look at Tottenham, you look at Manchester United, you look at Everton, and they're kind of sitting between 7th and 10th. Now Arsenal have pushed themselves into the top four position, and that's not surprising. You know Arsenal are going to be there. They're not necessarily going to get a challenge for the title, but they're always going to be in that kind of top four because they're consistent and they're kind of good enough to get there. It's tough for these. It's tough for Liverpool, Tottenham, and Everton, Manchester United to get there. They've not been spectacular this season. Although with Manchester United, I wasn't expecting it because I've already done a video on them of why I wasn't expecting. But Liverpool, from second to 7th right now, is not good enough, and it looks like all the good work from last season is kind of starting to be undone, and they really need to go on a good run of results. And it's obviously frustrating being a Liverpool fan because they haven't won the league since 1990, and the last time they won the Champions League was in 2005, and they're even looking like they could get eliminated from the Champions League. They really did not look like they were in Real Madrid's league when they played them. They obviously lost to Bale and they narrowly beat Ludogorets. So something's got to change. There's a lot that needs to change. And Brendan is a talented manager and he's good enough to change that. But they have to go back to the drawing board. If what they're doing is not working, then maybe try and grind out a few 1-0 wins. Try and maybe even play a little bit of anti-football if they need to, just to get some results, get some confidence in that backline, and get some confidence in Simon Mignolet. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter if you like the video and want to ask any questions or any videos you'd like to see. And there will be another video later which probably will be uploaded by tomorrow. Okay, thank you for watching.